Hey everyone, and welcome back to UE5 BP Guru. Today we're going to be taking a look at a little bit of code that you can find on Bulbapedia that kind of determines the role for your final stats that you will use when you're actually playing the game. I was going to show a little bit more than that today, but sadly UE5 decided to crash. But I will show you the setup to the next episode as well at the end. So this will happen in the encounter, and it will happen in our when we're selecting our creature. It will probably also happen when we start battles with random trainers and things like that. But although to be fair, we could probably predetermine a lot of that ourselves if we wanted to, but again, the setups is a little bit easier because you don't have to do any maths. It will work out that for you. But let's have a look. First off, we'll do it in the encounter. It's going to be both the same. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to be quite different. Actually, it's a little bit different for the starter, but we'll go through both. So in the event graph, you've probably seen this, but at some point or another, it checks for the shiny. It rolls the IVs, which is very simple. It's just a random integer between 0 and 31, and it sets those IVs for us. And then we push those IVs that we've randomly generated here into our role-based stats. Now, obviously, after we've generated this creature, if we decide to catch it, we will never have to roll IVs again, or set shiny ever again. But we will have to roll our base stats. The reason for this is because it works out by level what stats you should have when you're battling. So I'll go through this all at once. Now, I think we did look at this briefly, but we have a base stat data table. I will open that up. It's here. And this is just our base attack, HP, defense max, special attack, special defense, speed, accuracy, and at the moment it has our level up moveset. There's a couple of other figures that need to go in here, like our XP base stat, things like that need to still go in here, but we also have our level up moveset in here as well. So now that we have that set up, again, I've used a strut to drive this, by the way. So this is all strut integers or floats. I think they're floats actually, and this is just a name with a integer float. So if I go, I might as well open it and show you guys. It is where is it? Base stat. So if this opens up, oh, this is there. It's just a name with an integer, and that's what it looks like. It's nothing in there. But this goes into into a data table where we can obviously add a new row and just give it a name and set it up. We can move it around, so if we wanted to set other things up as well, we can do that too. But yeah, what we're doing is in here, we're getting that base stat data table. We're also driving in our creature info so we can get the name. For each loop, we're going to check to see if it equals one of these three creatures we're looking for in our encounter. And again, that's driven from our role encounter, which pulls this from route 1 information. Again, if I duplicate this BP for another route down the line, we can have route 2, 3, 4, and we can just grab the route we want. But it's checking for those route encounter names. So whatever we've rolled, it's checking that name here, and it's going into all that information is then being driven through everything else from here, from our master creature. So we're looking for all that. So that is driven all the way back through from where we roll for our encounter. It's checking the name of our encounter against our base stat data table to get that information. And once it comes back true, we get that data table row, and we split that row to get that information. The rest just comes from creature IVs, which we've just rolled, and creature info as well. So that base stat is getting broken, so we have those figures from the data table, and then we're doing a bit of quick maths. So just to keep everything correct. What's happening here? Oh, so this is selecting the level. Oh, I've just realized a little cheeky mistake here. I will address that in a moment. I've just realized there's an issue here. I'll address that in a minute, but I'll talk you through the code first, and then I will address that issue I've just found with my code. So we get this route 1 encounter row name, and again it's doing this for each loop here to check which name we want to get. It then sets it to true, and we get that row name from here. And what's on here, this route 1 information is literally just a list of what creatures we want to find on this route. It checks for their typings of each one, and it's also getting their minimum and maximum level that we can find. The other time I believe this shows up is if we go to our route 1 struct, wherever that is. Where is it? Route 1, route Pokémon, maybe? Oh, so this drives how many encounters we should find. But there should be one more. Where is it? I've lost it. Oh, it's there. Encounter Strut. And this is what we're finding in that data table. And then this is what I've set up here for how many actual encounters I want to get. And then we have a route 1. Oh, actually, I think this one we can ignore. This is nothing. Sorry. This encounter strut is getting straight put into this data table. And then we can set each encounter. So I could set up like 10 if I wanted to. Just via picking the name from our Ringmon name. Now that needs to be changed eventually to just a name value. But, wait, no, sorry. The Ringmon name, I've just realized the Ringmon name actually is doing nothing because we're getting it from the row name. I've just realized that. So, we don't actually have to take it out, but it's not necessary. We don't need to do anything with it. So if we go back into our encounter, we are checking that name for that, and we're getting the row. And then what we're doing is we're just getting a random integer between minimum level and maximum level, and we're setting that in our Ringmon basic info. Now, what I've just realized is actually we need to run this before we run this, because what I'm doing is I'm getting this current level, which at the moment is probably set to like 0 or nothing. There's nothing in there. So what's happening is this code is running. It's working fine. The code will still work, but it's not doing the level add here. It's not, or the multiply wherever it's meant to be. What is going on here? I've got you in there. Let me just get my thing up. So what should happen is yes, I understand now. Sorry, it's because it's all very messy. It's very hard to see, but it is actually in the correct positions. So what is happening here? Well, I will tell you. What is this? So there is definitely some cross wires here. And that should be there. So that's right, okay. Right. So what should be happening is that's still going up to there, so attack should go into there, and current level goes into here. So the code, the equation is so for HP, now health is different to the other stats. It's worked out differently. But what should be happening? Why is that one still going up there? What is that? That is speed max. So let's get our speed. Speed's not even plugged in. There you go. That's why. So that should go into there. There we go. Better. So for health, we have we times our base stat by 2. We add our IV to whatever that result is. We should have an EV working out, but because it's an encounter, we don't actually have to roll our EV information. They will always be 0 at this point until we actually capture and start battling. So when we come to that point, when we start defeating creatures and we start gaining XP, we'll start adding like EVs, and then we can work that out on level up. And then it goes straight into level, so it should be times your level. That's why we're getting our current level. We then divide it by 100 for HP, and then we add our level back on top of that, and then we add 10, and then we round it up. We get a round, and we plug that into our HP and HP max. For all of our other stats, it's slightly different. It's not too much different. It's actually mainly the end part. So it's 2 times our base. We then add our IV into it. We times, again, we should do the EV divided by 4 and add that in. But because, again, it's an encounter, we just have to times by our level, divide that by 100, add 5, and then we times it by our nature. Now, I haven't set up any natures yet, but so for now, we're just going to times it by 1, because that's what the neutral is anyway. So that's what this end bit is for the other stats, these last 5 stats. It's a times by 1 for now, but that will change once I've set up some natures. Accuracy just gets plugged back into accuracy and accuracy max, because we're not setting members, we're just making the struct for now. Up here, we are just setting our base stat into our final figures. So we have to still set our base stats up here. That's just a little something extra that's happening, and that's just being forwarded from our base stat information, because these are technically 0 on our ringmon. They're technically 0 on the figures, on the final figures. So we're just setting those so we have that information stored on the creature as well. We don't need to do it, but I'm just doing it for my own peace of mind. And then that's all basically getting plugged into our creature info here. Yeah, and then that's getting saved into the encounter save file as normal. But that's what we're doing for our role-based stats. It sounds pretty complicated, but I promise it's not. The other thing we're doing in our Exp Ringmon section, because we still have to roll our stats for this as well, no different, we have to roll them here as well. And what we're doing is, again, EV's going in. The only thing we don't need to do is get the base stats. I don't even know why I have base stats on there, to be honest, because we get it from a data table. I think it's from the old setup. And then what we're doing is we are going to get we're going to roll for our final stats, right? Same as the encounter. Now I have a party info strut which has a final stat setting there, so they will always be the same until we level up, okay? And this is all exactly the same. Again, EVs will go in here, but we haven't set those up yet. We'll be doing that on level up from now on. So this is just a one-off thing, and then when we actually level up our creatures soon, we'll run the EV in the middle here. So we'll set up almost a whole new code. But again, same thing, base stats, we're getting that, we're checking it against the creature we're accepting. We're getting our IVs. We will roll the IVs as well just before, same as again in a different function. And we're getting our base stats. Getting a branch, getting the data table row, and again, we're doing all that same code. It's all exactly the same, okay? But it goes into the final stat strut for here, okay? That's the difference. We're setting this final stat strut for us. But we're doing one extra thing. So we're getting our current level. Now this rolls your EXP, okay? So this is how you figure out what EXP you need to gain for the next level. Now I've set all mine up to be the fast EXP gain, so it's very simple, and that is just I'm gonna have to remember how I did this. So it is just 4 times our level, our current level, times our current level, and it should be another one there, times our current level, and then it's divided by 5. So that's how this works. It sounds crazy, but I promise it does work out. And what this comes to is about 100. So our current level is 5. We do 5 times 4. 5 times 4 obviously being 20. We times that by our level, which is 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 100. And then it becomes, we times that 100 by 5 again. That becomes 500. We divide it by 5. And then we set our max XP, which so it should come out to be 100. That's how this works out. And we will need to do this on every level as well. So every time we get a level, so next time it will be 6 times 4, that's 24, times that by 5 is brain's not working. That's how much it is. It's 60. Is it 60? 24 times 5. No, it's not. I don't know what it is. I can't. My brain's not working. It's very late. But you get the idea. So it becomes 100, then it'll be like something like 120 probably, or something like that, and then it goes up in increments until it gets to the final 100 level. But that'll all be covered when we do leveling up and XP gain and stuff like that. But that's how we set our EXP anyway. So that's ready to go from the moment we get our ring mod. And again, that just gets plugged into our party information, which is broken down like this. We don't need to get our base stats this time, to be honest. We could, I suppose we could. It's good practice, I guess, but to be honest, because we're getting everything from the data table now, we don't necessarily need it. It was just in there from my original build up, and then we basically set that into slot 1 because we don't have any ring mon at this point, so we don't need to check if we have any. We always know it's going to be our first slot, and we just set our ring party in there, and then everything carries on as it was before. So we can compile that, and that's that. The other thing I have done is, sorry, what have I done? Party widget, let's open up the party widget. There we go. Compile, what's changed? With the creature info into, there was something buggy went on with my code, I think, but should be fine now. There we go. I'm currently setting this up for all the different slots. It's not ready yet, but let's have a look. I should be able to roll for shiny now. Let's bring this over. I'll just quickly show this off before I end. This will be like a little bonus look at this. So if I go, if I see and then do that again because I want to delete my save. There we go. Let's go up to this. So we've got non-shiny. There's a shiny, non-shiny. If I do it again, we should hopefully get some different results. It's got a 1 in 2 chance at this point, shiny. I'm giving you a first little look at the shinies, by the way. That's the shiny hair badger, shiny tailflame, and we had all shinies, did we there? We got all shinies. They all rolled shiny. And again, if I come out of it again, we try it again. Non-shiny. We got shiny, and we got non-shiny, and we can also now pick that up. And if I click T, it'll show it as shiny. And if I go into the grass, it should show it up as shiny in the encounter as well. Oh, that broke. Oops. Oh, it's because the mess up with the thing. Hang on. We had an issue with my creature info, and now it's broken everything. It's broken everything. Let's open that up, the level blueprints, and see what's the issue. Event graph. What's broken then? Oh gosh, it's because I don't know why it did this, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. Let's just see if there's any other instances of this playing me up. I'm sure there probably is. Compile. So it's working now. Let's click play. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with everything? Battle widget, open it up. Let's have a look. Oh my god. I promise it's not that bad, right? Creature info into there. Any other instances where it's being a pain? No. Right, let's click play. There we go. And it's shiny. There you go. Shiny. It's the purple colour. We've got her badger. That was what our role was. So if we come out, oh, we got another one. Her badger level 5. Let's go to the other side. Yeah, we go. We're getting a lot of her badgers there. So let's come out of that. I'll just quickly show it off. So in the Exp Pokemon, is it done here? I can't remember. No, it's not. It's done in. Let's close some of these widgets up and stuff. Let's go to. Where is it? Creatures. Ringmon. Ringmon start. There we go. So literally on event begin play, it's checking as it rolled. Now I haven't saved this yet, but I will do. It's got to go into the world save, which we haven't set up yet. But we can do a branch. We check that that's false. We only do this once, and it will pick a random integer for the shiny roll. Now obviously I can set that back to 4096 because I've showed this off now. And we're doing exactly the same thing. Is shiny, isn't shiny, and has rolled. That's doing it on event begin play. So the minute you walk into the professor's area to pick your starter, it will roll the shiny as soon as it loads up. And the idea is that we'll put this into the world save so it always remembers that we have rolled and it is shiny. And then when we overlap on the box, it will check is it shiny, but this will be saved so it won't matter. And it'll never run this code again either. So yeah, and then we set the level in there and it's done. So for the encounter, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to probably take out the set level moment, this here. I'm going to just basically take this code and I'm going to put it into the into its own function just before and have this just roll stats, not the level. I think that's going to be easier, but I'll do that and show the results of that next episode. Hopefully this has been useful to you guys on rolling stats and also setting your shiny. As I said, if I press play now, two things happen at the moment. If I run from this fight, what will happen is, the first thing is I can pick another starter. That's no good. And it's re-rolled the shinies because it hasn't remembered that I've rolled it and what they were. So there's a couple of things that I need to reset. But I will do that ASAP. All it is sorry, I'm making this episode go way longer than it needs to be. Basically all it is in the game instance, it's where is it? It's storing the thing in here has Pokemon here, but the set, it forgets what the set is, so I need to change that. Basically that's what I need to change. Yeah, but we can sort that out as well. No worries, we can sort all of that out. There you go, it's there, setting it there, but it's not remembering that it's set because this gets wiped, so that's the problem. But anyway, thanks so much guys for watching. Hope this has been useful to you guys. I will see you in tomorrow's episode, and thank you so much guys. Take care, much love, bye.